Alright, good morning. Got another day of working on the LS swap. I'm actually headed to pick apart right now to go get an alternator, throttle by wire module, and I'm gonna get a starter. So we'll see if I can get something. We'll see how easy it'll be to get to, and hopefully it's cheaper than buying something brand new. Right, here I am at Pick and Pull, or Pull and Save. It's a pretty sweet place to find parts. So I'm looking for a 2004. Is it 2000? It's too old. It's probably gonna have throttle by wire, or throttle by cable, not wire, so gotta find something else. Found what I was looking for. 2004 Chevy Tahoe. And got the pedal partly pulled out, so maybe I'll look into using this one. So here's the throttle by wire module right here. So by the brake booster. So I just got those 3 bolts, and then I'll cut the pigtails off. So I'll probably need them. So the next thing I'm going to pull off of it is the starter. I already started unbolting, cutting wires. Now I just got to get under it and pull the other 2 bolts out, and I'll be able to have the starter from this. Hopefully it'll be pretty cheap. Yeah. That's the last piece I need, an alternator. Got all my stuff I needed from Pick Apart. So I got an alternator. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll just use it as a core and buy a new one. And I bought the starter. Kind of the same deal there. If it doesn't work, I'll just use it as a core and go get myself a brand new one. Right here, I got the throttle assembly for the throttle by wire. This is the module. So this module right here, this harness plugs into the throttle body, and then comes into the module here. This wire plugs into the throttle sensor, and that tells the throttle, or this module, what position you're in. I'm gonna try and make it work so that way I can save some more money, and it'll be nice not to have to run a cable, so I'm pretty excited about that. But today I'm actually not gonna be working on any of this stuff. I'm gonna be trying to get the engine mounted. This time I'm trying, and hopefully I'll be able to get it. So yeah, we'll get started. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut this at 4 inches. This is gonna get mounted down here. And then these plates will be welded on top of this piece of channel. So I just gotta cut it, and then I'm gonna notch the spot for this tubing to sit into, and then I'll weld it on there, and then it should be good to be sitting in there, and it won't have a jack under it. It'll be holding its own weight, so progress. Cut the 4 inches top. So next I'm gonna mark where I need to notch this, and then I'll go cut that out with plasma, and then I'll also cut that angle out just to get it right, make it look good. All right, so This is my mark I made about where I need the notch to be, the center of the notch. So I'm just gonna measure it, kind of see where I'm at. Looks like I'm about 1 1/4 inches. So I wanna make sure this is the same on both sides. So I'm gonna go and mark my 1 1/4 inches over here as well. About 1 1/4. So on the other one, I went up about 1 inch, and I want the engine to sit pretty level, so I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. Mark it up 1 inch. Mark it up 1 inch here as well. I got this piece right here just because I'm using that as my die, or kind of like shaping. Just want to make sure that's all centered and draw the line down. That one's all drawn. And again, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. I can make adjustments and move it. The hole's gonna be a little bit bigger, so I'll be able to move it around. And I'm pretty good at gap welding, so good enough for me. Got my piece all marked up. So I'm gonna start getting the hole saw drill and cutting those notches out so that it'll slide over that tubing. If it looks good, we'll full beat it. I was gonna use a hole saw to drill this, but forgot that I got a plasma. My dad reminded me, so I'm gonna try cutting it out with the plasma, and then I'll grind it and get the edges. Alright, so now I'm going to mark it up with these notches. So I'm going to go about 3/4 inch down on this. About 1/2 inch on this one from this edge. And I'm just going to draw a line up. Right there. So I'll do that on the other side as well. And then we'll cut that out, sand everything down, make it look nice, and weld it on. Man, I love the plasma. It's way easier than using a hole saw drill. Right. So there it is, all notched out on both sides. And there's the universal mounts. They're just kind of sitting there. So that's where the motor's gonna ride. So I'm gonna tack all that stuff together, and then we'll get going on the other side. I'm pretty excited. It's looking pretty good. It's moving along a lot faster than I thought it would, so knock on wood. But I wanted to make it have a little bit cleaner look. So I'm just gonna cut this up at an angle and then sand it off and make it look clean. Right, everything's all prepped up on this. Got everything ground down. Fits in there well, so I gotta just weld it in and full bead it, and then this engine will be sitting on that cross member with its own weight and not the jack. All right, so everything's cut. Made it look a little cleaner. Got the belt sander, cleaned it up. Now I'm gonna hammer it back on and tack everything up, tack these mounts up, and then start on the other side. Dude, this thing straight up doesn't have enough power to penetrate this freaking steel. It like won't even weld to it. Not freaking strong enough. It's on full blast. And it just, that weld, it like won't even weld to the surface of it. Penetrate at all.
I have a hard time believing that.
I don't know. Lay a bead on it. It's at D. Plugged right into the wall. Try turning the wire speed down to see if it would let it sit there longer, and it
We'll just sit there and puddle it up longer.
well, like it won't. It's just bubbling up. Look at it. See how it's like bubbling up? It won't like melt down and penetrate in. It just bubbles on it.
You got the wire sheet down still?
No, I turned it up one notch. It was at 3. See if it's any good. Doing any good there?
I don't think it's too bad. It's moving around a little, like. I mean, if you're just, you get a little bit of heat now. I mean, you gonna full beat it, or you just want to tack it?
I think I'll full beat it. I think it's good to go. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. So you think
okay.
of that? It's starting to weld now.
yeah, there you go. That looks better.
You just gotta weave it a little,
To get more heat
but
out
now
of it.
you got some heat in the material. Start doing it.
Okay.
You want to weld it now because it cools off.
And then you have to
The
redo
welder's
it.
going to struggle more, but
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I didn't realize, but the camera died, sorry. But I ended up full beating this motor mount completely, and then I full beaded, as far as the weld goes, the cross member piece for the engine. I'll show you right here. No, by no means am I gonna quit my day job and start welding, because I probably wouldn't make any money. The other side. So now I just got to build this mount, and then the engine mounts are done for the motor. and then I can start bolting stuff up. I got that alternator kit that moves the alternator down to the bottom there. On the vehicle stock, they have a mount where the alternator sits right here. This kit's gonna bring it right down here. And it also deletes the power steering, deletes the AC compressor. So I'm only gonna be running the water pump and the alternator on the pulley system here. It'll be a lot simpler, won't suck so much power out of it. And yeah, so it should work good. All right, I got all the motor mounts and the cross member pieces all full beaded up, and the motor's sitting there without a jack. There's the passenger side all finished up. There's the driver's side all welded up. So, gotta move on to the next thing.